Hey everyone, Dr. JJ here today. Kind of in a little bit different feel for us today in the video. I wanted to shoot a real quick kind of informal video for y'all. I was reading a really interesting stat this morning. It was about the state of our health moving forward, and uh, as a society, by the age of 65, 77% of our population will have diabetes or prediabetes. That's astounding. That floored me. It's absolutely unacceptable as a society, the most affluent society that's graced the planet ever, to have this much disease that is really wrecking health, destroying people's lives. On average, in a 24-hour time span, in one day, 230 people have a leg or a foot or a toe amputated because of diabetes. No other reason than they couldn't turn off their frickin' sweet tooth. And look, I'm just as addicted to sugar as everybody else, but you know, it's facing those type of odds. We need to make a change. The other stat that was tied in with this is that 55 people every day go blind because of diabetes. No other reason. They go blind because of diabetes. It's just horrendous, the health cost of this. And you know, what's to blame? What's to blame is our food. There's really nothing else to lay at the foot of this disease process than the fact that the foods you choose to eat over your lifetime add up to create diabetes. It is an earned disease. And you know, I've had diabetes in my family. I get it. I understand that, you know, there are some times that you just can't control it, and sometimes it sneaks up. But you know what? You made choices over your lifetime for type 2 diabetes. When I started into practice, you started testing for type 2 diabetes at 40. And then it moved to 35 in the first couple years of practice. And now we have teenagers and kids, children coming down with type 2 diabetes or having type 2 diabetes. This is completely and totally an earned disease. You earn it by eating things that are high in sugar: breads, pastas, cakes, cookies, candies, rice, potatoes, soda pop, brownies, and donuts. And that's just to name a few. The average human in today's society eats 150 pounds of sugar a year. That's ridiculous. They eat, what, 5 of my toddlers. They eat 5 30-pound toddlers. They eat an average human weight in sugar a year. This is ridiculous. So what do we do to start fixing this? And who do we blame, and what do we do? Well, we blame ourselves, really, because we choose to buy these foods. And we choose to buy these foods which really are destroying our health, these highly, highly sugared up, highly, highly addictive foods. And we're designed to eat sugar, just not as much as we do. So we have to start making conscious food choices. We have to start choosing to not buy the things that are going to drive up the amount of sugar we eat: the bread, the pasta, the cakes, cookies, candies, rice, potatoes, soda pop, brownies, and donuts. We really have to pull those out of our diet. And every time I say this to a patient, they look at me and kind of teary-eyed and say, but what's left? Well, what's left is real food, food that we're designed to eat as a human. Protein, any protein, I don't care. If it used to walk, if it used to fly, if it used to swim, if you had to hunt it, you eat it. It's probably pretty good for you. And then vegetable, any vegetable, I don't care. If it grew out of the ground, it's probably pretty safe for you. If it grew into the ground, you might want to think about it twice, because it's probably a tuber or got higher starch. But even at that, that's a real food. I don't care. Go for it. So those are your simple guidelines. If it grew out of the ground, or if it grew into the ground, or if it used to walk, fly, or swim on that ground, then it's probably pretty safe to eat. If it looks processed by man, you're probably not going to eat it, and it probably shouldn't be eating it. I am a huge fan of bread. I love it. It's some of my fondest memories growing up. But the simple fact is, I have yet to find a bread tree. I have yet to find a bread plant. Anything that produces something that looks like a loaf of bread, I have yet to find that. And until I do, I probably shouldn't be eating that much of it. So that is how we can start fixing this diabetes epidemic, because it truly is an epidemic, and it's really destroying our society, costing millions upon millions of dollars in healthcare expenditures and things like that. Sugar consumption is tied into, and diabetes is tied into everything from heart disease to cancer to autoimmune to, you know, it's a little bit of a rabbit trail here, but you know what? You don't have a flu season, we have a sugar and stress season. Sugar and stress depress our immune system to the point where we do get sick. So those are the things that when you start to pull the sugar out, you don't get as sick as often. Your immune system builds up. So join me in this kind of crusade to eat real food. Choose the human diet and don't eat a processed, fake, stripped out of all nutrients, and the only reason why you want to eat it is because you're addicted to the sugar that's in it. So change our diets and make and vote with your wallet. Vote for real food. That's really kind of the thought process that you should have. If it didn't grow out of the ground, then don't eat it. If it didn't walk on the ground, don't eat it. It's just go that way. Don't buy the packaged food. When you're shopping, stay out of the middle of the shopping center. Stay out of the store. Go towards the outside. Get the vegetables, get the protein, get the fish. That's your wheelhouse. That's what you should be eating. This is how we get people to not be diabetic at 65. This is how we get people to not suffer from this disease and lose toes and feet, by choosing real food. So until next time, make health easy, and have a great day.